Let's get into the conversation for today. Today, the 28th of July 2021, is World Hepatitis Day. Now, normally, I would have given a brief on what hepatitis is, try to break it down even before the expert comes in. But he's here this morning, so why do the job of what the expert himself is here to do this morning? But it might interest you to know that heavy alcohol use, toxins, and some medications and certain medical conditions can actually cause hepatitis. So I'll let a friend by you, let family know that we're having a discussion on hepatitis that they need to be a part of. Now, to mark this day, the World Health Organization is hosting a global talk show, providing a platform for global, regional, and national leaders, policymakers, communities, and other stakeholders to discuss opportunities for accelerating the hepatitis response to achieve elimination by 2030. Well, I'll be asking the expert about all of this, whether we'll be able to eliminate it totally by the year 2030. But joining me this morning is Tyrone Jamar. He is with the American Rejuvenation Clinic. Good morning, Tyrone.
Good morning.
How are you? How do you feel?
I'm good.
Yeah, you're sure?
Okay.
You're
Yes.
fantastic?
I'm fantastic.
Anyway, good to have you in our studio this morning. Today, the 28th of July, 2021, is World Hepatitis Day. Now, I didn't want to get into breaking it down, what the definition is and all that. But since you are the expert, let's just start with the basics. Lay people are watching, people who haven't even attended school but have heard of hepatitis are watching this morning. So simply, or in simple terms, when you say hepatitis, exactly what do you mean?
I would say that hepatitis is a disease commonly more known as an infection of the liver, which becomes chronic. We have hepatitis B, C, D.
You've answered my second question, but no, it's okay. It's okay. It's still in line with what we are discussing. Yeah. So basically, an infection of the liver.
Yes.
But I'm told that it's also an inflammation. Is there a difference between infection and inflammation? And even what do we mean by inflammation?
Usually, well, inflammation is pretty much other known as the swelling, or well, yeah, to inflame means to swell. But the reason why your liver is infection causes inflammation. So sometimes people who have hepatitis or their symptoms due to non-management through medication or other things that can cause their liver to become inflamed.
All right. You were mentioning the types of hepatitis that we have. And so if you can take it again, there's A.
Yeah, A, B. B is the one most commonly.
That's the most common one that we all know about.
Yes.
Yeah. But there's a C?
Yes, there's a C.
And a D?
And no, E.
Oh, my days.
And we, with the B, it's the most common one, and that's the one that there's really no cure for. There are treatments for it, but there's no cure.
Oh, so treatments just to manage it, but you cannot totally eliminate hepatitis B?
No, not through medical treatment.
Oh, but is there any way that someone could get infected with the B variant of hepatitis and all of a sudden it goes away, like it's not there anymore? Does it happen?
That does happen where cases where people have hepatitis B, and it does the symptoms and the whole disease, the process of the disease, the liver infection goes away. Okay. But in most cases, it requires treatment for a lifetime.
For a lifetime. Wow. So let me understand this. Once someone gets hepatitis, what are the symptoms, even before we come to the B? But generally, if you are told in the hospital, if you've been diagnosed that you have hepatitis, what would you start to feel, or how would you even know that you're picking up symptoms of hepatitis?
Prolonged fatigue. So fatigue lasting more than a few weeks. Also, since we're dealing with the liver, jaundice, which jaundice is like a yellowing of the skin.
Yeah.
Also, the white.
The eyes.
Yeah, the white in your eyes becomes yellow. As well. Stomach issues such as upset stomach and nausea and vomiting. Also, it also affects your stools, loose stools. So, and then fever is one of the most common signs, prolonged fever.
Wow. So once you start to exhibit any of these symptoms, you must know that you have been infected with hepatitis. Is it the same for the B as well, the most common one?
Yes, the B is pretty much the same symptoms, but it can become a lot worse without being treated.
I see. So when we talk about hepatitis, what do we mean? Is it a viral infection or a bacterial infection? Which one is it?
It's something viral. It has to be hepatitis has to be spread through either blood or bodily fluids, not saliva, but more sexual fluids, semen and these things. Also, you can pass it on through childbirth.
So, wow. So with this answer, are you saying that hepatitis is an STD?
Yeah, it can be considered essentially sexually transmitted STI or STD, yes.
Okay, so it can be sexually transmitted through fluids and blood, but not saliva.
Yes.
How so? Wow. What's different about the saliva that cannot cause the transfer or the infection?
Well, our saliva, a lot of times, even with HIV or any of the other bloodborne diseases, it's not inside of our saliva or inside of our fluids, or so I should say our secretions inside of our mouth. But as far as sexual fluids, semen, and blood, that's where we carry it through.
Wow, that's unfortunate to know that there's actually no cure for the B variant. But let's understand something. What causes hepatitis? We've been told that excessive alcohol use, toxins in the body, and even some medications that we are giving in the hospital can actually cause it. What other things causes hepatitis?
I don't want to confuse the. I think that what it is that since we're dealing with a liver infection, some people confuse drinking alcohol, which does affect the liver, of making you of causing the disease, which that's not the case. It can weaken your liver, which can cause
Okay, so hold on to that. Alcohol weakening your liver. So what type of alcohols are we talking about? Just a glass of wine, maybe every other day, or maybe during weekends? Or what type of alcohol are we talking about? Maybe ones with 40% volume of alcohol?
It's just, I think it's chronic abuse. So it's okay to have things moderately, but to abuse alcohol can cause liver damage.
I see. Now, what medications also that we are giving from the hospital can cause hepatitis? Do you have any? Does any come to mind right now?
No, not that can cause it. There's now, I don't want to get into transfusions or anything, but there's really no medications that can cause hepatitis. There's just things that weaken. There's certain things that make you more susceptible to diseases.
Right.
Weakens your immune system. If you are you're HIV positive and you're taking anti-immune, then it makes you, that also can open you up for a suspect, to be easily targeted by hepatitis.
Now, you've mentioned that the B is not treatable or you cannot cure it. How about the other variants, the A, B, C, and E?
Most of those other ones actually just, a lot of times they go with time, but those are all treatable and curable versions. And sometimes they're even caught through, eating food or simple things like that. The B is the one that everybody's, it's like I think if I'm not confusing things, for a worldwide spectrum, they say 2 people die from hepatitis every minute from hepatitis B.
Every minute. I see. Now, it's World Hepatitis Day today. And what would you say your advice would be when it comes to lifestyle changes, just so you don't get infected by hepatitis? What advice would you give?
I would say regular screening is the most important thing that you can do to protect yourself and also protect the, others,
Right.
other people, because if you don't know you have it and you're passing it on. Other thing to do is protected sex, wear a condom if you're going to be sleeping around.
Right. He says if you're going to be sleeping around. Okay.
And then also just protecting yourself with the vaccine.
Okay.
So vaccine, I think most people are, hip to the vaccine now,
Right.
and most
Right.
people at least have the first shot. I don't know about,
Right.
the
How
other
many
shot.
shots do you have to take, by the way?
Usually it's a two-step
Okay. All right.
process.
Right. And do we know if it's available here in Ghana?
It is
It is,
available.
right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the World Health Organization is looking to eliminate hepatitis by the year 2030. Now, Tyron Jamal has advised you on what to do. If you're going to have sex, make sure that it is protected. Exercise a few times in a week. And then just make sure that if the vaccine is available to you in your local hospital, just make sure that you get it so we can all help in, excuse me, so we can all help in eliminating hepatitis by the year 2030. Tyron Jamal is an American, and he's with the American Rejuvenation Clinic, and he joined us this morning with some emphasis on hepatitis. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Enjoy
I
the
appreciate
rest of your day.